Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to a brand new video and the finale of Season 2 of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. First of all guys, let's get this out of the way really quickly. My hair is growing out long. I've got the hairband on because it's getting a bit out of control. Also, this video I may sound a bit different, and that's because I now have braces. So yeah, hopefully you guys don't unsubscribe. I'm still the same person. I've got a few issues saying certain words, but hopefully it's not too bad, and you guys can appreciate it nonetheless. So yeah, from now on I've got braces. Hopefully you guys subscribe for the content rather than my speaking or my issues with speaking. But anyway, that aside guys, if you missed the last episode at Brazil, then I'll leave a link guys up in the top right hand corner of your screen, so go check that out if you haven't done so already. And this is the last race of the season, so therefore we're going to start from the back of the grid and do a last question mark challenge. So if you guys are excited for that, drop a like and subscribe if you're new, and let's get today's episode underway. Here we are then on the laptop guys for the final time in Season 2. You can see this weekend of course in Abu Dhabi, no rain expected. It's worth noting on the R&D graph, Red Bull finished the season in second place, but Mercedes again bringing a huge upgrade package, and they are so far ahead now. They're further ahead than they've ever been so far, and they just keep pushing forward. So hopefully in Season 3 we can try and close that gap massively and try and get after them, because we need to try and put a stop to the Black Arrows. With that said though, we move into practice, our final practice session of the season, and even though we're starting from the back of the grid, we still want to try and maximize the R&D points as best as we can. So I took part in practice, and like I said, the final one of the season, and the car felt pretty good to be fair. I feel like we've actually got quite a competitive package around this track, and it's a shame we're not taking part in qualifying, but I'm looking forward to see how the car goes in the race, because I think we've got good potential to score a good result. So after practice we scored about 710 R&D points between myself and Mick Schumacher, and that brings our total up to about 4,200 points, and hopefully we get a few more at the end of the video after the race. And we've now got around $20 million as well. So we're looking very good and very well placed for the new season. We are going to take a brand new engine, of course, to start from the back of the grid. So we will have full power available to us, guys. So hopefully we can go flat out and just go absolutely balls to the wall in this final race in Abu Dhabi. And with that, we move into qualifying. Now in this session, of course, because of the engine penalty, we're not going to take part competitively. We're just going to go out there, do a quick installation lap to confirm the brand new engine and confirm the engine penalty, and then bring the car back to the pit. So just to run you through it, you can see here, we're leaving the pit lane manually, and as we do, we are going to get a message flash up on screen confirming our 50 place grid penalty for component changes. And with that, I just did a quick little installation lap in lead mix, just cruising around, making sure we don't take too much out of the engine, and just getting a feeling, and I felt like this could have been a good session for us. The car felt insane on the low fuel soft tyres, but with that we bring the car into the pit lane, and that is going to be it for the final qualifying of the season. And we're now going to move into the race for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for the final time in Season 2.
It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular Yas Marina circuit. It's a race where the pole sitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory, so we go into battle once more as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 21 corners here at the Yas Marina circuit, 12 to the left and 9 to the right. It's a total lap distance of just over 3.4 miles. There are 2 long back straights opening up some passing opportunities into the braking zones, and we expect average lap speeds of around 123 miles an hour. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Now I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. What a season they've had. Well-deserved championship victory, and the pressure now surely off with the title already in the bag.
It really is well-deserved. I wouldn't say it's been a faultless title challenge, but certainly one that has been consistent and well-managed. Here's hoping they let off a bit of steam today and give us an exciting race.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Albon, Ocon, Stroll, Kvyat and Sergio Perez. Sainz, Giovinazzi, Lando Norris. They've taken a grid penalty. And Raikkonen, Schumacher, Magnussen, Sebastian Vettel and Roman Grosjean. Russell, Latifi, Gasly and Martinez. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Okay guys, so here we go. This is it. It's the final race of the season. It's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and we start from P22. So we're going to see how this race goes. Hopefully we can try and be competitive. You know, hopefully the car has the race pace. In terms of the strategy for the final time this season, we are going to start on the mediums and then move on to 2 sets of soft compound tyres. So hopefully that goes well for us. I'm thinking it's the strongest strategy possible. Fuel wise, we're going to run just 0.5 extra. So actually quite low for my standards. But again, I want to try and be aggressive in this first stint and try and have a good car underneath me. So let's see how it goes. Hopefully it's a good race and we can try and end the season off on a high, starting from the back of the grid. So without further ado, let's jump into this last question mark challenge and let's see out season 3 on a high note. Right, let's see what kind of start we get for the final time this season, trying to get the revs up to the sweet spot. And it's lights out and away we go. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin there. Couldn't quite enable the overtake, but we do get alongside Pierre Gasly down towards turn 1. Both Williams in front, also side by side as well. On the exit now through turn 2, side by side, but we do just edge ahead of Gasly. I think I've got that one locked in. Now can we try and get past some of the Williams boys here down the inside of, I think, Latifi. Now around the outside of Russell and also the Haas as well. Schumacher, of course, having a penalty after qualifying. He's down in P17. But we do make the move on Roman and we're now up to 18th place. So there we go, a lovely clean start on the mediums as Schumacher now tries to get past Magnussen. And we're going to try and follow him through. Hopefully we can make it a double overtake. Looks like there might be a big hold up on the brakes here. So I'm going to be quite cautious and brake very early and avoid contact. Schumacher makes the move. I tried to go down the inside there on Magnussen, but he closed the door on me quite quickly. So we're going to have to hand back for now. I won't battle Schumacher too hard. He's on the soft tyre, so he should have the edge in this initial part of the Grand Prix. So we're going to be cautious and give Schumacher the benefit of the doubt. We're going to go around the outside of Magnussen here though and pick up the inside through the chicane, and there we go. A bit of a opportunistic one, slightly unreasonable overtake, but we make the move nonetheless and we are up in the P17. So a good first lap, making up plenty of places. So happy days so far. We've got Schumacher now who's stuck behind Antonio Giovinazzi. He's on the mediums as well, so important for us to get ahead of the Alpha driver. But let's see how Mick gets on in what could be maybe his final race for the team. It depends whether we renew his contract or not moving forward. I feel very quick. We're right underneath Mick's gearbox here, exiting the hairpin. And I feel like I can get this move done quite comfortably. I just feel like I've got more pace. So we're going to try and go for this. To the outside we go. Because Mick isn't even challenging Giovinazzi into this brake zone, which I thought he would be by now. So around the outside of Schumacher, and there we go. Nice clean move up into 16th place. Now let's get after Giovinazzi here. And then after that, Sebastian Vettel, surprisingly, in the Ferrari, of course, our rival. So if we can finish ahead of him, that would be great. Even though we've already wrapped up the rivalry, I'd love to beat him on track here today. But first of all, let's get past Giovinazzi because he's on mediums and he's going to be one of our strategy rivals. So I want to make this move on him as soon as possible. Okay, it's go time. Let's see if we can make this move and get past the Alpha into the hairpin. We're going to do the same thing as what we did with Mick Schumacher last lap. Take that wide entry and try and get the exit. To be fair, Gio did park his car in the right place and just stopped me from getting some momentum. But I may still have enough to get past here. You can tell he's running a Ferrari engine in the back. He's got some good straight on speed here, but we're going to try and go for the move anyway. Around the outside, Giovinazzi dive bombs Sebastian Vettel out of nowhere, and suddenly Vettel's been roped into this now thanks to Giovinazzi. Can we make a double overtake here? This might be a great opportunity here to get 2 birds with 1 stone. And look at this, we breeze past both of them on the second straight and we are through up at the P14, and there we go. Again, very opportunistic, using the opening to make an overtake happen, and we are past Sebastian Vettel and Antonio Giovinazzi. Up next is Lando Norris. Ahead of him, Kimi Raikkonen and Carlos Sainz as we then head into the points. Oh, getting a bit loose through there. Just got to be careful. It looks like Carlos Sainz is running on mediums up in P11, so it's important to get ahead of him, of course, for strategy reasons. We're going to go around the outside of Lando here quite easily, actually, and I feel like I've got a lot of pace at the minute. The car feels super competitive, and I wouldn't even say I'm pushing that much, but we've got so much more overall grip. And it's just a testament to the upgrades all season and how much the car has improved. As Raikkonen makes a move on Carlos here, we're going to see if we can line up Sainz for a move, sacrificing the first part of the chicane to get that exit. And there we go, that is perfect. Carlos does have DRS, but we are going to walk past using our Mercedes engine. And there we go, up into P12. We've got Perez up ahead, also on the medium. So again, another car we need to aim for in terms of strategy, but we're now 12th behind the Iceman Kimi Raikkonen. New personal best, and to be fair, I've not even spread my wings yet. You know, we've been stuck in traffic the whole race, so I'm surprised that was the case, but hopefully this lap will be a better indication as to what our true pace will be, because once we get past Kimi, there's a little bit of clean air there to try and chase after Perez. I wonder if Stroll, who's just ahead of Perez, is also on mediums, because both Racing Points running line astern there in P9 and P10. Meanwhile though, through the hairpin, we're setting up Kimi here for the classic move. Very nice hairpin, and Kimi of course knows the RS, so this should be a little bit easier than the Giovinazzi overtake. And indeed it is, as we are well ahead even before the brake zone. So there we go, P11. Surprisingly though, Stroll is actually on soft tyres, so Perez running pretty well. It seems like the medium could be a good race tyre. So let's chase after these boys and try and score a few more points. Right, once again, here we go. Let's see if Perez goes for any kind of move on Stroll. If not, we're going to try and cash in, because we're looking so racy. I just can't believe how quick we are on these mediums. I feel like we've genuinely got a chance to challenge for the race win here today if we can get past this traffic quick enough. Here we go, the Racing Points this time are going to get the elbows out. This is exactly what we want. I'm going to just hang back, wait, see if we can get the run through here. Easy does it on the exit. I'm kind of boxed in here, so I've got to wait a bit longer. Now we can go. It's going to be 3 abreast here. We're going to use the power and the DRS and the full engine mode to make the move stick. Both Racing Points go back down the inside though, but we're going to have to go the long way around. I can't see where they are properly. I'm completely guessing, but we are through and up into P9. Perez also gets through on Stroll as well, so those soft tyres already starting to fall away. So an important phase now. We've got to set a couple of strong laps. Gap to Kvyat up ahead is about 6.5 seconds, so we need to get to work here and get that lap down. So let's get our head down and do that. Worth noting, Ricciardo and Verstappen in the pit lane, so we're getting a handful of places up into the top 7. Schumacher pits as well, a little bit wide through there. Still good pace though, more cars in the pits. Looks like we've got Albon, Ocon and Leclerc. We're only a 10th off our personal best, and that was without DRS that lap, so pace looking pretty strong as we're now up to P4 in this race, but I've got to keep pushing. We need to keep setting these strong laps moving forward. Okay, Kvyat pits. We did a good job of catching him because we was about 6.5 behind him at one point. Personal best from us.
We're coming in this lap.
I might just go one more lap. Tyres feel pretty good at the minute, so I'm quite happy to stay out and go a bit longer. I feel like we've got some good pace underneath us, and these tyres have not really been tested that much, so I'm going to try and stress these tyres out a little bit more. Also, we've got Hamilton and Bottas out there on mediums as well, so I want to see what kind of pace I have relative to them. Lewis in the pit lane. Onto the soft tyres. We're going to stay out for, I think this lap we're going to pit. I think this would be the right lap to pit for soft tyres. There's no need to go any longer than this one now. So let's have a strong end lap, I think. I can't lie though, guys. You saw the R&D graph at the start of the episode. The Mercs are in a different universe in pace compared to everybody else here this weekend, so we're not really racing the Mercs, unfortunately. Hamilton right behind us on those soft tyres, but we're going to box now for some soft tyres of our own. Bottas in the pit lane as well, as we run it a bit wide there on the pit entry. A little bit scruffy, but that's okay. Good first stint though, good recovery. The pace was really, really good, and I feel like we can definitely push on now on these soft tyres for the rest of the race. So it's key to keep pushing on, trying our best. Let's see what the stop is though. Hopefully it's a good one. 2.6, that's okay. Here comes Kvyat. Have we managed to get in front of him?
We'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in our strategy.
Not quite. Kvyat is ahead of us, but we are rejoining in a net P9. Sebastian Vettel behind us, so we're already in the points. So we've done that bit of dirty work in the first stint. We've now got to try and see how far up into the points we can get as I take a disgusting corner cut through there. I do apologise for that. Right, let's see how quickly we can try and get up to the back and past Kvyat here and make our way towards P7, Esteban Ocon. I can't lie, running on these soft tyres, I really wish I'd actually qualified. I could have done so, to be fair, but I didn't want to waste my time. But I can imagine with full engine power on these tyres, this car feeling absolutely incredible right here in qualifying. Either way, back to the action now, and we are tucked in behind Kvyat. This should be a very straightforward overtake. We know the Honda is pretty good on the straight, to be fair, but it should be no match for our car, our engine and our aerodynamics. And you can see we are crawling closer. We're not quite as quick as I'd like. Like I said, the Honda's pretty good on the straight, but we are going to go around the outside. Slight correction there as Kvyat runs it a bit hot on the brakes, but we do go around the outside and move up into 8th place. So job done. We now go after Esteban Ocon. So To be fair, Ricardo as well, both Renault is now the next car, so let's go get those bananas. 33.8 from Bottas is the new fastest lap. We're going to smash it with a 33.5, absolutely flying at the minute. On 1 lap pace, I think we're actually as fast, if not faster than the Mercs, to be fair. I feel really competitive. We're going to make some good progress in this race, I think, especially heading onto the last stint on another set of soft tyres. Right, here we go. We're tucked in behind Ocon. Let's see if we can make a move. He's getting a bit loose, actually, Ocon, through there. That's going to help us out a little bit. I think I'm going to wait until the second straight just to be safe, and he doesn't come back at us, to be fair. The soft tyres are fading quite quickly. I can feel them just dropping off in terms of grip. I kind of wish I'd gone maybe one more lap on those mediums in hindsight on that first in, but that's okay. It shouldn't affect us too badly.
Strategy is available on the MFD.
That's not really important to me right now, Jeff. Here we go. Let's get this move on. Ocon done and dusted. DRS, ERS, rich mix. We're going to go to the inside this time. Make it a bit more exciting. Shake and bake to the inside. Purple middle sector, and we're through. Up next, Ricardo, and after that, it's Alex Albon. So P5, more than well in sight for us to achieve here today. Okay, Albon pits. That's going to release Ricardo and myself into some clean air as we match our personal best.
Approaching the pit window, you'll be on the softs.
Yep. We'll be pitting soon. First of all, though, let's get past Danny Rick and try and secure a P5. I'm a bit far away, to be fair, but we should be able to close up through this section in Sector 1 and start Sector 2. Look at that, Leclerc actually right behind Verstappen as well, so I can see a podium, to be honest, in this race if everything goes according to plan. First of all, though, Ricardo looks like he's nice and tidy out the hairpin, unlike Ocon on the last lap, but he's not out of the woods just yet. We're going to set him up just like with Ocon last lap. We're going to close in along this straight and then try and get the exit. Nice and tidy on the brakes. Feather the throttle. And now get the gasoline down on the exit. There we go. Leave some rubber behind. Let's get this one done. Looks like Ricardo's a bit further ahead. It's going to be a bit of a last minute move, this one. But around the outside we go. Lovely stuff. Left, right, centre. Overtaking all over the place here. I can overtake anybody absolutely anywhere here today. Right, P5. Let's keep pushing. Verstappen pits. As we also see Hamilton in the pit lane as well. He's on for another set of mediums, actually. And surprisingly, the team did ask me to go into mediums again. So it seems like tyre wear could be slightly harder than expected. But at this point, I've got this far. I'm going to try and hang it out on the soft tyres and make it work. So we'll box on lap 20. Okay, the remaining cars, I believe, are in the pit lane. Bottas and Leclerc.
In this lap, push now.
I think I want to start one more. You know, I want to try and make this stint longer so the next stint won't be as painful. So we should be okay, I think. Unless Hamilton gets really close this lap. He's still 3.8 behind, so I don't think he should be a factor in this. Right, here we go then. It's time for our final pit stop, or at least hopefully our final pit stop of the season. Making sure we maximise the pit entry there. Bit wide again, but that's okay. Right then, we're going to go into another set of soft tyres. And fingers crossed this time the team can deliver a good stop for us. And it's going to be a race to get onto the podium. So let's see if we can make that happen. That would be a brilliant final race if possible.
Complete, go now.
2.7, not the best stop. We've got Verstappen, Leclerc and Albon.
Strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Just up the road. Can we rejoin ahead of Ricardo here? It's going to be close. Really close, actually. But I think we're just going to edge it and get out in front, which we do. There we go. But Ricardo actually full power. He's going to have a look down the inside. I'm going to cut him off big time. Bit of a dirty move, but I was not having that. I was not going to go side by side through there and waste at least a second. Right, so 5 seconds to close in on the cars ahead. They're all on mediums. We're on the soft tyre. So again, we've also got a chance of scoring the fastest lap of the Grand Prix here today as well. So let's see if we can secure a P3 and fastest lap. That's going to be the aim. Right, here we go. Across the line, 32.8. New fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And that should do it in terms of securing the extra point. As Jeff wants to constantly interrupt me this race, it seems like, whenever I have to commentate about something. So there we go. That's that part of the challenge done. We've now got to close in on Alex Albon. We've got Leclerc and Verstappen battling up the road. So it's going to get exciting. I think I may just miss out on DRS. I was hoping to be within a second, but we haven't done enough. Tucked in behind Alex, well within a second. This should be relatively straightforward now. It's taken me a bit longer than I would have liked to catch up to these guys, but the fact is, you know, they are quick cars, so it's not going to be as easy as catching a Renault or a Racing Point. Having said that, it is easier to pass a Red Bull than it is an AlphaTauri on a straight, because look at the speed difference. There we go. Job done, as Leclerc also passes Verstappen for P3, so that battle has commenced, so hopefully we can get in on that and try and cash in and gain a couple more places. 5 laps to go. Just seeing if I can get within DRS range, which we do, of Verstappen. He's dropped out of DRS of Leclerc, so it feels like Max is struggling for a bit of pace here. This might just allow us to close the gap quite nicely heading onto the back straight, although to be fair, it looks like Max is out of juice because he's really slow on the straights. And I mean, look at this, we're going to fly up to the back of him here and we're going to make a move down the inside. We do run it in a bit hot. We do a bit of a Nico Rosberg and run it in very hot on the brakes. We do touch Verstappen, but again, I was out braking myself. I ran it a bit deep on purpose to avoid Verstappen getting the switchback on us. Not the cleanest of moves, I will admit, but we're through nonetheless. And up to P4. One more to go, and that is Charles Leclerc, and we are onto the podium. Leclerc's making this so hard to me. Last lap now. We're trying to push on, but the gap isn't quite there. I'm out of the DRS range as it stands. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm trying so much to get within a second, but I don't think I have DRS. I kind of needed it on this straight to have a chance, but we're not going to have it. And I'm running out of fuel in the DRS as well. Either Leclerc magically runs out of engine mode, or we don't have a chance because I've run out of DRS myself now. You can hear the fireworks going off in the background. I'm trying to put Leclerc under some last minute pressure. Maybe he might make a mistake, but I think it's done. Hamilton wins the final race in style, and he's of course now the 7-time world champion. Leclerc holds on for a podium. We come home for P4. I'll take that.
We've had a very strong season this year, very strong indeed. Well done, and thank you on behalf of the team for a fantastic effort.
It's been a roller coaster season then, but they can go into the winter with their heads held high after an emphatic victory here today. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Well then guys, there we go. The final results are in. Hamilton picks up the win here today in Abu Dhabi. Bottas second, Leclerc rounds off the podium. He holds on ahead of ourselves in P4. We do secure the fastest lap, so we do score an extra point here today. And from 22nd to P4, that's not a bad result in my book. Alex Albon P5 ahead of Max Verstappen, so Verstappen really struggling at the end. Ricciardo, Ocon, Kvyat, Vettel round out the point scorers for the final race. Schumacher misses out in P11 once again on the points, ahead of Raikkonen, Gasly, Perez, Giovinazzi, Norris, Sainz, Stroll, Magnussen, Russell, Grosjean, Latifi, and not a single DNF here today in the final race of the season. We then move into the standings for the final time, and we comfortably secure third place. Schumacher finishes in P14, so he didn't even make the top half of the table in a car that was pretty decent this season, so that is a bit disappointing, but you know, it is where it is. And in terms of the constructors, we also finish in third place, and in the end we pretty much finish with almost double the points of Renault and Racing Point, so pretty insane to be fair. If you add up Renault and Racing Points together, that's pretty much our total, and only 60 points behind Ferrari. So a brilliant season here in season 2, guys, but it's time to close the chapter on this year and move on to bigger and better things for the start of season 3, guys. So let's jump to the laptop and let's move into the future. There we go then, after the race, looking at the rivalry breakdown for the final time. We outscore Sebastian Vettel and we win the rivalry by over 10 points. It was pretty damn one-sided. We also gain a little bit on the acclaim. Mick Schumacher gains nothing, so that's quite disappointing. And as a team now, we're on our way to level 19, but it's taking quite a while to get there. So Bit of a shame. Nonetheless, we then move into the cash and we hit all of our sponsor bonuses, which means we get an extra $1.19 million, which is great. And a few damage deductions, I believe, due to the engine penalty we took. So we are minus $50,000 in that sense. But we're now well over $20 million in terms of the cash fund, which is massive because we're now going to get our end of season bonus. Okay then guys, that is going to be it for the episode here today, and I'm going to be taking care of all the admin in a future episode, guys. So all the upgrades we do on the off season, all that kind of stuff, we'll be seeing that in a Season 3 preview episode, just like I did with Season 2, where I show you guys all the stuff I do in the off-season. We're going to be saving that for a separate episode, guys, so look forward to that one. There's going to be a lot of juicy stuff to go through, and we're going to see what the future holds for a lot of elements in this team. But guys, if you enjoyed the season, then drop me a like. I'd massively appreciate it, guys. Let's try and smash over 1,500 likes for today's episode. And if you are new to the channel, guys, then please do get subscribed for daily F1 content on the channel. And also, finally, check out the 2 videos on your screen right now. But that is it from me here today, guys. And I'll see you all next time for the pre-season episode of Season 3 of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode.